Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Two Clicks from KO. As always, I'm Aries Edge. This is our second take because we didn't hit the record button. With me, as
That's
always, the man who didn't push the button to begin with, the OG, the West Coast man himself, Aaron Cantu.
you know what? I'm used to the old way where it's like automatic recording, and now we're doing the new way, and it doesn't. My bad.
So we had been
So
for probably about a good 20 minutes of stuff.
yeah. So right now we're going over we're going over Rebirth previews. We just got some Rebirth previews hot off the presses, so we're jumping in.
Yeah, they literally just dropped. So what we were saying before, we just got a 60-point dialed Beast Boy. He's a rare. He's got a special trait that allows you to pick 4 different kinds of animal for free, and each animal gives you certain things. So if you choose Eagle, you gain Flight, Precision Strike, and you gain the tiny symbol. There you go. He's going to show you right now. The Gorilla gives you Super Strength, Quake, improved movement for elevation. Octopus, Flurry, Plasticity, the Dolphin symbol. T-Rex gives you Blades, Battle Fury, the Giant symbol. He's got the Titans Reborn trait that is going to be a shared one amongst all the Titans. But the dial itself, he's got the Charge with Shape Change. He's very flexible. There's a lot of stuff you can do with him.
Yes, sir.
Next one, which is probably one of my faves, just because it's Batman. So you got the Clayface with the Batman family, Gotham City celebrity, and monster keyword. Monster, as we know, is going to be a huge keyword coming at you. Batman team ability, 100 points. So his special movement power, plasticity and sidestep with Flurry. When Clayface uses Flurry, choose that either the first or second attack will deal penetrating damage. After resolutions, give a character hit by the attack an action token. That's amazing.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
So penetrating damage, an action token, not to mention you're hitting twice.
Not to mention that's on his top 3 clicks, which also has Poison, Invincible, and Shape Change for 3 damage.
That's nutty.
That's pretty good. He's got a special attack power for the last 3 clicks of his dial. It's got Poison, Knockback. When Clayface hits with a close attack after resolutions, you may place him adjacent to a hit target. So not only is he going to poison you, he's going to hit you with knockback, but he's also going to get dragged with that person.
That's nice.
Yep, he's got last 2 clicks. He's got a special defense power where he gets defended and vulnerability. And then for his last 3 clicks, he's got a special damage power, which gives him Shape Change. He also gets free until your next turn. Close Combat Expert, the Giant symbol, and Clayface can't use Stealth. So you do lose that Batman team ally, basically. But you're getting Close Combat Expert, and you're getting the Giant side. So you are also getting that Giant reach that comes with it.
It's nice. This guy's cool, man.
But not least, we have the Chase Devastator. And
what a wall of text.
It's so much text. It's basically Bruce Wayne if he had the Doomsday virus. So I'm already super excited. I can't even read he's got Monster, Brute, and I can't read the other Dark Knights, I think
something like that.
He's got Reckless Disregard for life. Once per turn, when the Devastator targets and hits a single opposing character with a close attack after resolutions, deal each other character that is adjacent to oh god, I can't read it. To another, the Devastator at the target, deal 1 penetrating damage, including friendly characters. So basically, you hit that character, anybody adjacent to that character is getting dealt 1 penetrating, including friendlies. He has the Will Not Hide in the Shadows, which we've seen on the other chases.
Shared traits,
ones, basically, for being in hindering terrain, so on and so forth. He also has this other big, huge wall of text that I'm going to try and stumble and screw myself through.
Choose an opposing character that the Devastator hit this turn and give that character
Doomsday Virus
token. This game characters modify their combat values +1 for every 2 Doomsday virus tokens they have. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 for each character with a Doomsday virus token. If the result is equal or less than the number of virus tokens on the character card, deal the character 1 unavoidable damage for each token they have. Then give them a Doomsday virus token.
Good God.
So,
good God.
Just free damage.
So yes, and he's got 2 different point values, 225, which he's ungodly long for, or 150. So at the start of 225, he's starting off with an 8 with charge, 12 with super strength, 19 invincible, and 5 damage. He does have the indomitable, so he's got willpower. If you decide to choose him at the 150, I mean, it's only a 7 with charge, a 10 with super strength, 18 with impervious, and 4 damage. He's got a whole bunch of close combat expert. He's got steel energy, which is going to keep him alive. He's just a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah. It's your standard, like, Doomsday-esque dial, you know?
It's the Doomsday dial that we deserve for the Con LE. Because that dial is awesome.
Yeah.
That dial is awesome.
Doggies.
I don't know how they got in, but they're in. I literally thought I closed the door.
That's funny. And
they picked the lock, and we've got dogs.
We've got dogs. I got dogs.
We got dogs.
So real quick, before I pressed record, because I'm a dummy.
Let's get back into that. Yeah.
Let's get back into that. So Aries gave a big shout. We're not gonna go name for name like we did before, but I had my brother die recently, and so that's why we didn't record last week. And Aries has had some his grandparents and stuff like that have been in bad health, so we've taken some time to kind of deal with some family stuff, and but we do get a lot of people from the HeroClix community especially reaching out to us and letting us know that they're thinking about us and things like that. So we were just saying that we appreciate it, and so I didn't want to lose that part of the conversation, because I think it's important that that people know how good the HeroClix community is, not just to us, but just in general,
Absolutely. I mean, just the everyday. I talk with Aaron every day. I've never met the guy in I guess, quote unquote, real life, but I talk to him every day, just about. Just because there's good people in the community, and if you find good people, you don't let them go. So we appreciate. Don't think that if we don't get back to you right away or anything like that, that we don't appreciate any and everything that people do for us. Just the conversations that we have. Just big thanks to everyone who has reached out to us in the last week or so. Even before that, we just appreciate it.
Yep. And for those that are wondering why you didn't see a post that we're recording today, well, it was not planned.
No, we're winging it.
We're just winging
100% winging it.
Hence the take 2. This will probably be a short episode, because I gotta run some errands in a little while, and we basically wasted 20 minutes earlier. So
absolutely, we dove into a bunch of stuff and didn't record any of it. So we'll give you the cliff notes real fast. Captain Marvel Gravity Feed already sold out. What do you want to play in that Gravity Feed? The Chase Captain Marvel and the rare Phil Coulson. Those are probably your 2 best meta. Other than that, it's a fun set. A lot of synergy inside of the set. For those who are diving in that want to do meta play, your meta play is the Chase and the Phil Coulson, who's going to be a great taxi. Other than that, it's very fun to play Sealed. The Skrulls play well with each other. The Kree play well with each other. Ronan.
Oh, Ronan, yeah.
Ronan, okay. You talked about Korath. I talked about Ronan. I put them both together as Conan. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, apparently. So I can that.
Speaking of Conan, did you know Conan's back in the Marvel comics?
Is he really?
Yeah.
You know who's in DC?
No.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did see that.
They're going to be in an animated film with Batman.
Yeah, I did see that.
One thing we didn't talk about either, which just dawned on me as well, Marvel just got the or Marvel, WizKids just got the rights to My Little
Oh,
Pony, Transformers, and GI Joe.
and the
Poop my
Orville.
pants.
And the
What's that?
Orville. And the
And
Orville.
Orville. I forgot about Orville. People are
Whatever
doing
that
that
is.
hate,
I don't
man.
even know what that is.
All right, so quickly for those that don't know what the Orville is a show created by Seth MacFarlane, I believe it is, the guy who made Family Guy.
Family Guy? Yeah.
It's his take on a sci-fi fantasy Star Trek-esque style of show. It does have some comedy in it from what I hear and from what I've seen. It's actually a really good show. It's actually really good, and I think it's going to be a very underrated set. People are already giving hate towards it. I think it's going to be all right. So they picked it up. There's no guarantee that it's going to be a HeroClix set, from what I understand. It
Same
could
with
be a
all those
board
other
game.
things. Same with all those other things, right?
Exactly. So don't look at it as, oh, that's stupid. Why are we going to get Orville HeroClix? You might not. It might be a board game.
You might not.
My Little Pony might be a board game. So you don't know what they're going to do with those properties, but they have them.
Yeah, it's cool. Man, I can just think of so many different things to do with the, like Transformers and GI Joe, especially because that's what I grew up on. I mean, I'm a '80s kid, so.
Oh, I'm still waiting for like He-Man and Thundercats, man.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they scooped up those two?
Yeah, I can.
And they are with NECA, so I'm still waiting for a monster set that comes with Predators and Aliens. I'm still waiting for that, or with like Halloween. But again, we don't know what they have access to and rights to. Maybe NECA has the rights to do the action figures, but not HeroClix style or board game styles. It's a lot of different.
That's true because I know like with the Marvel games or whatever, like Activision had exclusive rights to like certain types of Marvel games.
Exactly.
So like now you're getting like Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out on the Switch. So like that's that's a game that only Activision can make, those types of games and things like that. Of course, Activision's kind of in a bad state right now, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, I'm excited about all those. I would love finally get Starscream. So now I'm like, all right, now I have to win Worlds and make Starscream, right? Like that's just kind of.
Well, you have to figure they're going to. If it was me, and it's not.
GI Joe versus Transformers set. GI Joe versus Transformers set. That's the way to go because that's a comic. First off, it's a straight up comic. Mm-hmm. You have license to both those. They interact with each other.
Yep.
So yeah, you got a lot of cool possibilities there.
A lot of shifting focus Transformer possibilities where you have the Jet Starscream that could turn into the Decepticon Starscream. A lot of different possibilities.
You could do Wild Dolls where like one's turn to click 7 or whatever.
Yes.
It's like melee oriented. This one's range oriented, or like Warlock, how the old Warlock super, how he turns into a vehicle, or charged up overdrive type deal, or you could do like, or even like the Beast Boy that we just saw. Tank mode, plane mode, person mode, whatever.
So many different things we can do. Basically, is what we're saying. There's so much that's going to be going on.
Yep.
Also, something we touched on before that didn't get recorded, so we're going to touch on it again right now. Please be on the lookout for a lot more content coming from us through YouTube and other things. Show them sweet bystander tokens again, please, if you could, sir.
Sure.
For those that are listening to us on
action tokens,
you have to go to the YouTube, 2 clicks from KO. You have to go to our YouTube, 2 clicks from KO to see what we're showing you right now. But we do have focus on it.
I'm trying.
There we go.
Hired
Flunky.
So that's
a lot better than what it is. He's got it so close.
That's from Don't Punch Bears HeroClix art.
Yes.
So the guy actually shares his art designs so people can print their own. So shout out to what's his name? Michael something.
Aaron's very prepared. So while he's looking that up, I will continue to ramble. But please be on the lookout. You will be seeing
Littlefield Bielaski.
There you go. There will be ways for you to get these action tokens from us. So please continue to be on the lookout for more content coming from 2 clicks from KO. We will be doing the podcast as much as we can. We will also be doing more content on our YouTube page. So please subscribe to that. There will be a whole bunch of interaction going on there, and there's a lot more things going on behind the scenes. So please be on the lookout for that as well.
So one thing we didn't go over all of the Rebirth previews. I mean, we're not gonna because that takes forever. But
No. Dawnbreaker.
There's been so much that's come out since our last recording. So we've got Black Adam is the rare prime, which looks you know, but you've got Billy Batson, which is the Lucky Dice championship figure. He's an uncommon.
He's amazing.
I love this piece. So he's got 20 points or 40 points. You could do either one.
20 points, he's amazing by himself. The 40 points is what can get you Shazam on the board.
Turn it to Shazam, which is like super cool. But 20-point Perplex, I believe, is the cheapest standalone Perplex in the game.
It's 5 points below the Robin from Super Friends.
Yeah, and I mean not counting like Con Artist and all that from back in the day.
What about Big Tony? He's 20?
He's 15. He has to be, but this is regular Perplex.
Yeah, so you have to be like with him base to base or something with him.
He has to be adjacent, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like Eric Masterson, you have to like power action.
Yes.
But so you got Billy Batson, which is I think a playable figure. Here's the Shazam that you can turn to, which is Howard Brock's figure. So it's really cool how like the two championship figures like interact with each other.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I actually like Shazam at 200 points. I think it's pretty cool figure where he's got the Zeus Might tokens. Hypersonic Prob is always nice. He's got Quake and that he can use with Hypersonic. So like that's really cool. JLA, Mystics.
I liked Black Adam at 100 points too, man.
Yeah,
Black Adam at 100 points I thought was good. Quintessence and Mystics. And a Black Adam at 100 points, like.
And he runs through blocking.
And the sculpts, I love the sculpts.
Yeah.
I don't mind the sculpt reuse. Usually, I'm a guy who hates sculpt reuse. I don't mind the sculpt reuse in this set, just for the fact that they're giving you different paint schemes and things like that.
Yeah, I actually really like Murder Machine.
Yo, Dawnbreaker is going to be meta. I'm calling it now. Dawnbreaker is going to be meta.
It's not on here.
It's not on this page. I think Millennium Games had it.
Millennium Games, yeah.
Yeah, but we also saw that Bizarro was the super rare prime.
Yeah.
For that Superman.
You don't like Murder Machine? I think Murder Machine's really good.
Murder Machine, I am not disappointed with any of the these chases yet. I think they've all been very, very done. I sound like an idiot right now. They've been done very well, not very done well.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh,
yeah, my wallet's gonna be sad.
Mine's gonna be sad as well, but this is a good thing. This is why I only buy DC. I buy DC and I try and dabble a little bit in what I need for Marvel to try and stay competitive. And I trade a lot. So, but man, also like shout out to the WizKids prizing for this WizKids go round. We talked about it a little bit too before we hit the record button. So shout out to Ricky Kirk for winning a WizKids Open. The boy Prodigy over here on the East Coast, Isaac winning a WizKids Open, a sealed WizKids Open in the BK in Brooklyn.
Jeff Bullard won up in Sacramento. That's my dude Jeff.
I feel
with his Jeff says he won with a boring ass stock Avengers build.
Boring ass stock Hawkeye team, I believe is what it was something like that.
All right.
Dan Powell made the final. Someone beat Dan with a team. Dan was playing Hawkeye. He lost to I don't know who the hell he lost to. But shout out to whoever it was who won. There's
a lot of winners. This only been 1 week. I know Dan usually does a good job of collecting them and sharing them through like his page, Facebook, and then like Majestic's Facebook page also.
Yeah, was it PJ?
I don't think PJ won. In fact, PJ was saying how much he hated this game sometimes over this weekend. So
Oh, he went 0-2 and dropped.
yeah,
That's what happened with PJ. I remember that in the chat. He was
yeah.
not very pleased.
So man, this light. I'm looking at my own thing. This light's funky. My window's right here, so it's like just blue light because it's like a beautiful day here today.
It is not. It is like it's actually it's not. If I look outside, it's actually a nice day here, but we got like 9 inches of snow, and it wasn't light snow. It was that heavy snow. I've already seen someone fall down today too. Made my day. Went to the gas station.
There's snow where I live.
I went to the gas station to get some energy drinks, and I watched this dude try to step over this big snowbank to try to get out of it, and slipped and fell right into it. Laughed, and made my day.
That'd be funny.
It's Connecticut, man. So we talked WizKids Opens. What else did we talk about? We talked about gravity feeds. We talked about all kinds of stuff.
So we've got questions we can jump into.
Yeah, Malcolm Rush.
Malcolm's always just writing in some random questions.
It's not even like he writes in a question. It's like a whole like scheme of questions that have like a whole backstory to them.
Yeah,
he tells a story with his questions. They're great.
So since it's March, these are luck-based questions with St. Patrick's Day around the corner. He wants to talk about luck. Okay. So his first question is: which HeroClix equipment, relics, dice, or maps bring you the best and worst luck in the game?
I have no luck. The only luck I've ever had is with Tony Rodriguez, and I'll bring it up every single time. And he was pissed about it when I rolled those back-to-back sixes on Precision Strike Super Senses.
I have a pair of they're like symbiote venom dice, like just the symbol that are on like the chest, and but they're they're not Venom though, they're like Spider-Man's,
That's the Spider-Man logo. I'm saying the black Spider-Man.
Yeah. And for a long time, my local players, like after a while, they're like, I hate those dice. I was like, I guess I roll really well with them. I don't really pay attention, but I'm like, oh, all right. So I actually quit. Like I haven't used them in forever because like people like. But I'm thinking now that all the Venom stuff's out, I got my cool shirt.
You gotta take him out of retirement, man.
Yeah, I gotta take him out of retirement, man.
Gotta break him out of retirement.
But that'd probably be the only thing that I have that I'd say is like really lucky, for me.
I don't really have like a lucky. I carry a pair of dice every single day with me. The dice differ. I don't necessarily have any real like quirks about me that I did one. I had a sweatshirt.
Question 2 is: do you do anything during or before the game to give you good luck or superstitions?
I used to wear a sweatshirt. I wore it when I won Rhode Island State Championship 2 years ago. It was my Punisher sweatshirt. It's the sweatshirt that I'm wearing on the Majestic site for my profile picture. And the day after I won that tournament, I broke the zipper, like mangled the zipper. And it would have cost me more than what the sweatshirt was worth to have fixed it. So I threw it out stupidly. And I don't think I've won a tournament since then. I don't think I've won. Let me rephrase that. I haven't been to another big tournament, a WizKids Open, something along those lines, and won since then. Won.
Okay.
I've actually looked on eBay to try and find that sweatshirt again. Can't find it.
Oh, wow.
I bought it for $10 at a Walmart.
The only thing I would say, like and I don't really do it anymore, but there's two things that like I remember from when I first started playing and like doing well in HeroClix. So when I first started playing HeroClix, the song "Hey Ya" by Outkast was really big. So I mean, hence the shirt. So this shirt means this is a play on the album cover for that song. And so like I really like that. So it always just reminds me of HeroClix because that song was popular. We used to be at the shop playing, singing. Because I mean, who doesn't sing along with "Hey Ya"? If that song comes on and you don't sing and dance, well, you're a robot. I don't know what to tell you. But so I always used to listen to like that, and then like for whatever reason, Maroon 5. I know it sounds super stupid, but Maroon 5. I know, like I remember the first time I went to a 2-day event, right? So it's like where you have the main and then the top cuts the next day. There was like the
Losing
songs.
respect for you.
I know, it's so horrible. But the song Sunday Morning came on, and the finals were Sunday morning, and I remember listening to that on the way, and then I was like, huh. And so then the next event and I didn't make the cut. And then so then the next event I did, and I made the cut again. And I
Okay.
was like, okay, there's something here. But so I did that for a while, but not really anymore.
Also, a weird one that I do sometimes too, and a lot of players. If you do this, please send us messages that so I know I'm not crazy. I have multiple dice with me. I will roll all of the dice in one roll, and the pair that rolls the highest, I put to the side, and the pair that rolls the lowest, I use those because
Yeah.
I feel like I just wasted the low roll, and now they'll be good for me. I
I
do
know
that.
people that do similar, like they'll roll all the dice and then they'll take like the high one and that's the one they're gonna use, or they'll take like the middle, I've seen similar. So yeah, that's not totally weird.
But I
Uh
usually do that.
what have you seen people do to give that person good luck or bad luck to their opponents? So like for me, I know I'm like it's all right because you're gonna roll snake eyes right now, and it's happened like multiple times. In fact, I remember I was playing a guy, Eric Sonvi is his name, and and we were playing. It was during the Infinity Gauntlet event, and he was playing Zoran the Tester, and
Oh God.
and he was doing that landing. So like I had built a team to beat like 9 out of 12 of Zoran's tests, right? Because at the beginning of the game he does his
Oh yeah, he's
tests.
got. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So the team I had was Galactus with a Herald, and then I had like 100 points of little figures,
Who was the
and
herald?
at the time, I believe I had Fast Forces Superman from Superman Flashpoint Fast
Ooh,
Forces
okay, all right.
as a herald, which is pretty good.
Novar. People played Novar a lot too.
Novar is a popular one because he had the every attack power.
Yes.
So, but Superman just had the stats plus the prob, I think. Anyway, so I beat all of his tests, and like we're having a pretty close game back and forth because my little guys don't actually do anything other than beat the tests, you know.
Hmm.
And so he goes to do his landing power where he lands and quakes the whole board. And
Yes.
he's gonna pretty much kill my whole little support
Just
team.
smash everything.
And I was like, "You're gonna roll a crit miss," and he does. And then he probs it into another crit miss. I was like, "This one too," and he rolls another crit miss, and he was just like, "What the f this game?" And I was just like, "Oh wow, bro!" So that that's what my whole thing is like. I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna roll a crit miss," and it's happened a few different times.
I've
So
I've done this in people at Worlds. If I don't remember who I did it with, Bill Connor, when I just went to the winter map at the Worcester, that's entertainment. I'm playing Bill Connor first round, and I did this at Worlds to a lot of guys too. And he's like, okay, so we do the calculations. He's like, you need a 7 to hit. I'm like, here comes a 6, and I roll the 6, and he's like, okay, so you hit. I'm like, no, 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 no. I needed the 7, Bill. I was
yeah.
calling the fact that I was gonna roll the 6. He goes, and you
Oh,
rolled it. Like,
so you
I
jinxed
know.
yourself.
And he's
Yeah.
like, that's amazing. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, I can almost call every time I need something. I can almost call. I'm going to miss. It's going to be this. I did it like 2 or 3 times at Worlds where I
Yeah,
was
but you're
like,
supposed to be
here comes
doing
the
your
5,
opponents.
huh?
You're supposed to be doing that to your opponents. That's the thing.
Yes, but it's also it's reverse psychology. I'm thinking to myself, all right, maybe if I think that, but I'll be like, here comes the 5, and I'll roll a 5. I did it like 3 times in a row against someone, and they're
So
like,
this is actually his next question: is when in a game the dice gods decide to give all your rolls bad rolls, and no matter what you do, you have bad luck. What do you do?
every game, and then you throw your dice in the garbage. That's it. That's unless
So
they're custom dice, then you just banish them to the dice bin for like a
you sell
year.
and trade them. You
Yes.
trade them. Yeah, I did that. Probably the worst. So the worst I ever did, um, and I got really frustrated. This I rolled 7 critical misses in one local event.
Good God.
Yeah, and so I threw those dice in the street from like way deep in the shop out the door. I just threw them in the street.
My
So
brother has done that. He's thrown
that
dice just instantly. Walked outside, just threw them. They're
that
gone
pissed,
forever. Don't need
so
them.
that pissed me off. But the first so the only time that's ever really happened to me competitively, um, it was in the semifinals at Majestics, like in the first Rock Regional ever, I believe.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, and so I'm playing, and we're really low on time, and I'm going to kill like Scarlet Witch or something. Like I think it was Scarlet Witch, and so my team has 5 probability controls on it, 5, and I need a 7 to hit, and I missed every single roll with 5 probs.
Yep.
I was just like, man, what the f this game?
Mm-hmm.
This is some BS, and like, yeah.
That was my matchup against Kent Munson at Worlds. I
Yeah.
think I positioned myself. I had Flurry. I dropped in Wolverine to hit his Batman. The first one I tried to drop the Pim Pocket Tank. It didn't work out. I said, all right, cool. I'm just going to try and just straight hit you. I had, I think, 3 probs at the time. Batgirl had a prob. I had Firestorm on the board. And I think Captain America had been hit and she had a prob. I missed every attack.
So is there a certain HeroClix piece that's like should be like easy to beat, but you just always lose to, or you always just seem to have bad luck against it? That's his next question.
I don't know if there's necessarily one. I would just say like I don't know. It depends. I don't think there's one figure I can ever say I sat down across the board from and I'm like, oh cool, you're playing that. Actually, there is one, and that was a lie. Way back in the day, I'm talking way back before cards. Where I play at now at Sarge's Comics. I used to run events at a place called Arkham Asylum, and Sarge's ran theirs on Sundays, so we would always travel when we could to go play there. And one guy, for the longest time, played Ultimate Thor with what's her face? What was the Ellie paramedic there? Jane Foster.
Jane Foster. Yeah,
Played Jane Foster, and he played like
it's thematic, man.
and he played and then he played like a then he played like a pit crew, and for the longest time, like we couldn't beat him, and then finally one of us beat him, and he got so mad he came back the next week with Icon Superman, and then it was just like okay, like I'm all, and then they changed the ruling on some things, and he stopped playing because he was like, oh, they just ruined my Icon Superman team. But Ultimate Thor, I played him a lot, but playing against him and Jane Foster, that shit was annoying.
So for me, I would say mine is the opposite. I don't really have any like single piece that like I just have trouble with. But I would say like I've had pieces that like I just have bad luck with. So the one event where I rolled the 7 critical misses. So I had it was Despero from Cosmic Justice.
Yes.
So he's like 12 attack, 4 damage, psychic blast, right? And like so, back then you could perplex the hell out of everything and just do 1,000,000 damage or whatever. And man, dude, like every single time, I love that piece. I love the sculpt. I had like 5 of them. I just like I kept pulling it. It's like I just kept getting super lucky and pulling that piece. And so I was like, well, I'm gonna play him, and I did bad. So I traded that one, and I was like, well, I'm play this one then, and did bad, traded that one, and like I just like because I had so many, I was like, oh my gosh, dude. So I finally just decided I'm never playing this piece again. I'm never playing this piece again. I still have it. I just won't play it. Like I have such horrible freaking luck with that piece. It's the worst.
Yeah.
Now it's like a stigma thing, It's like
absolutely. For those that don't know, back then too, what he's referring to, there still was a rule of 3 in effect, but correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you could bump. So like I used to play Magog, the Kingdom Come Magog. He did 5 damage with exploit. I would perplex him to 8, and then I would use a heavy object because the object didn't modify your damage value. It modified damage
Right.
dealt. So you
Right.
could do 10 damage exploit with something like that.
You
So
could. No, at this time
I think at Cosmic Justice there was no rule of three
there was
then.
no rule of three in
No.
Cosmic Justice because what's his face? Unleashed was where Magog was from, and that was quite a bit
Yes.
later. That was a year later, actually.
But that was also the way to get around that. I did where and I refer to it once and someone didn't remember, but yes, you could up a damage value and then objects used to up your damage dealt.
Damage dealt, yeah. And
So
that's
that
like the meteorite was like really broken for a long time from Supernova.
Yes.
So the meteorite was like you roll D. I have it. I still have one actually. You roll D when you use it during an object attack. You like roll D6, add that to the damage dealt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you don't otherwise modify it. So like the ruling at the time was that since you don't otherwise modify the damage dealt, you don't like reduce it by 2 or down to 0 or whatever if they made an impervious roll. So it would just whatever you roll just stuck. I remember I hit with Pip the Troll from Hammer of Thor.
Oh God!
Because he had like his space gem power,
he could
teleport across the map and make an attack. And so the team I had like Smoky Foot Cap with the contingency plan, and I just upped his attack by +3, and then teleported across the map next to a light speed. And I rolled with the meteorite and rolled a 6, and it was like just enough to KO like the Justice League Superman, the 222 points or whatever.
The Justice was that the Old Kingdom Come one?
No. From Justice League, the set Justice League.
Oh, from the set Justice League.
Yeah, he's like 222 points. He's like standing like kind of like.
Yes. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy just got super butthurt that Pip just waxed Superman from across the map.
The things that you used to be able to do in HeroClix.
Yeah.
People complain nowadays about some stuff. Like if you talk about if you were to get some old heads together, like if you were to get like Scott Crampton because he played back then, if you were to get like Ed.
Scott misremembers a lot in his own favor though.
He does. But anyways, he would still know how certain things worked back then. So for all those people that are like they know the carded era, if you were to know some of the shenanigans that we did pre-carded, whoo, my lord. Yeah.
So there was like the structural integrity field barrier inside with malice was like one thing. So it's like every turn, your opponent basically you would be stuck inside. I believe that it was like a bank vault was the map, so you just totally fill that. And there was like a force field generator, and then the structural integrity field would be in there. So you just have characters using the force field generator to put up a little thing. And then like you couldn't ever break the walls down because of the structural integrity field. And then the malice feat card says if you don't attack your opponent, then one of your characters has taken damage or whatever, or something like that. So it's like you could just kill Galactus. So at the time, people would in like 600-point games, people would play Galactus, and his major thing is he can do 3 actions in 1 turn. But since he can't actually like do anything because it's indoor, he just would die eventually.
He would just eat damage. What about the Fantastic Four ATA?
Yeah, Fantastic Forces.
There's the Fantastic where they all could share defense. You'd have Sue Storm sharing like a 20.
The highest defense on the map. They just all use it. Yeah.
But they could also use the lowest defense. So you'd play Alicia Masters, the Pog, and then when you healed, you would use that 11 for your defense, and you would just heal anybody you wanted to. And your copycats could copy that ATA. So you would have guys like the old veteran Doctor Strange.
You used to always be able to wildcard ATAs, and you can't now.
Yes. So my brother played that team to death. It would be the vet Doctor Strange, where he would have like a 20 defense and then energy shield on top of it with Psychic Blast for 10 range. It was nuts. Some of the things that you could do back then compared to now. Nuts.
A lot of fun. Good times. I feel like the old foggy.
A Pog with a Fantastic Four team ability and an 11 defense.
And then the last question Malcolm has is, how lucky are you when you open boosters? Well, not lucky at all as of late. So, I don't know. It varies. I've pulled a masterpiece figure once.
Ooh.
Uh, I pulled the masterpiece Batman. Um, I've pulled a God booster from Hammer of Thor. But I would say like in recent years, no, just garbage,
We've had those conversations
straight
behind closed
garbage,
doors
son.
about it.
Yes. What's funny is I have screenshots I could show you guys. I was like one of my locals like, oh dude, I pulled the Ultra Chase Captain Marvel, and I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, I got it in my case, but I haven't opened the brick yet. I was like, your other, or no, he pulled the Venom cap. I was like, I bet you got the Ultra Chase in
Ultra
your other,
Chase.
the Ultra Chase in your other brick. He's like, nah, and I was like, yeah, and then he texted me later that night. He's like, check it out. I was like, oh my god, and then so then like a week later maybe,
I think it
he
was.
yeah he's like, I pulled another Ultra Chase. He put on our Facebook group. And I was like, oh my god! I messaged him. I was like, and we had an event the next day, and so usually we buy like kind of as entry to play, you buy a booster,
Yeah.
you know.
Support
And
the venue.
so, and I was like, how much you want to bet? Noah freaking pulls the Venom cap. I was like, how much you want to bet he pulls it tomorrow? It was like either Noah or Lyle, because those two guys always pull good. And then Noah, like 30 minutes later, puts on Facebook, he's like, I'm having a good day, and it's like the
Venom
Venom
cap.
cap. I was like, oh my freaking gosh, dude, I'm gonna punch this guy. And then was it last week or whatever, he had bought the brick of Hammer of Thor, or not, the Mighty Thor
The
on
Mighty Thor.
eBay.
Oh, and he
And
pulled
that
the
he pulled Carnage and he pulled Beta Ray Bill.
yes.
I was like, oh wow, all right.
That's like the best brick of all time from that.
And he's and what the thing is, his comment was like, "Oh, I guess my luck's all used up." I was like, "Really?"
That's nuts, man.
He pulled at our local event when Mighty Thor came out. He pulled Thor also, like
Oh,
before
with
the
Mjolnir?
yeah, like how you have to buy a booster to play. He pulled Thor, and I was like, "This guy's always pulling stuff like that." So it's funny. Some people have better luck than others, I guess. So,
I let legitimately anytime I buy loose boosters, I let my fiance pick the boosters.
yeah,
Because if I pick them, I know it's going to be garbage. And when I was I think the last time I actually bought like loose boosters was Batman the Animated Series in South Carolina. She pulled, I think, 4 because I was going to do a booster draft with my son. And I pulled the super rare Bane
yeah.
and the super rare title Batgirl, which I didn't pull either of those in the case that I got. So just things like that. I let her open up most of my stuff because she'll rip through 4 boosters in my one, and she'll be like, "Are these good?" And I'm like, "Yep, and that's all good." What did you pull? I don't even know how I pulled it, but I pulled all commons.
When I won the Bakersfield Majestics event last year, I got a brick of XXS,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's like, "Oh, Dad, that's the one that you said has good Iceman in it, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Let's get Iceman. Let's get. I think this one has Iceman." And he opened it up, and he's like, "Iceman." I was like, "Of
Iceman.
course."
You're
I was
like,
like,
Mic
from
mic
now
drop.
on,
I'm done.
you're opening these. Okay, you open them from now on.
My fiance pulled my Chase Green Arrow from Elseworld.
Yeah, there you
Is
go.
this one arm guy good? And I'm like, oh no, it's broken. And I look over and I'm like, no. So she opens up the good stuff for me.
Got people messaging me about the WKO this weekend coming. So I got so
That
far
season, man. It's that
so far we've
season.
got over 20 players registered, and that's pre-registered in advance. So it's gonna be a lot of people, I think.
I'm telling you now, people, and you'll get those people that will be negative about stuff. We are in probably one of the best times in HeroClix era ever.
Yeah,
With the merge of the Rock with WizKids Opens and the support you get from Winamaps and things of that nature, and just the fact that you're getting 20. I went to 2 Winamaps and we almost had 20 people at each Winamap
Yeah.
just for a Winamap. We are in probably one of the best. And people, and sure, there's been some flubs, worlds. People are gonna keep chirping about that, but again, it was their first year at Philadelphia. You are probably in the best time to be playing HeroClix. So please,
Especially as far as culturally goes,
absolutely, absolutely,
just
and
generally a lot of good
just
people.
meta play as well. You're
Yeah.
seeing probably some of the most diverse stuff, and people will always, well, you have to make silver bullets, and you have to make. Look at any competitive game. Look at any
Hmm.
competitive game. Magic makes cards to counter other cards,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So it would be stupid for WizKids to not make stuff to counter other stuff. It gives you stuff to play with. It gives you diverse builds. It gives you the opportunity to be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try and just completely screw over this kind of team because I know they're gonna play it. We're in the best game state we've ever been in
I
my
agree.
in my opinion.
I agree. Although Jeff says the Avengers team is too good.
The
Says
Avengers
Tika.
team is too good.
That's what he says.
It's rotating.
He says team is too good. Point and shoot. I made top 4 with it, so I most likely will never play it again.
Is this the Hawkeye team?
Yeah.
Out
That he won.
no Outwit running shot. Hawkeye doesn't do anything.
Or the
Alpha
special,
Strike
just generally.
Alpha Strike teams destroy Hawkeye teams. Shape change. There is so many different things you can do to counter a Hawkeye team. There are. But again, you also I think the only thing that you can do to try and counter some of these teams is we have a cap on theme team probability control. Put a cap on what your plus can be towards your map roll. They won't do it, and they shouldn't.
They
But
should.
I mean, they but if
They
you
should.
really
Like
want to,
+5, just like a theme team.
but
Just
again,
say all team benefits max +5.
exactly, do something like that. If it's getting to the point now where people are just spamming and playing 100 giant girls to make an Avengers +14 theme team to get the map just so they can Hawkeye run out there and blow your whole team up, then just give it a +5. Sure, it still makes you want to play a theme team because you still want that map bonus. You still want that thing. That would be my solution to the Avengers theme team.
Where's Arcade when you need them?
But again, we've got what, maybe 4 more months of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Okay, like
still a good team.
There are things you can do to beat Hawkeye.
It's still a good team though. Still.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, the only thing that team loses is Hawkeye, but then there's other different ways to build it too. Like I said, you got the Hulks that are pretty good.
Absolutely.
You got Star Foxes on that team.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've got Earth X Cap, Title Cap, who can help out the Hulk. So I mean, there's always going to be something, and I don't even think that's the best. Like you mentioned, you kind of touched on earlier. Monsters, Mystical is always good. Cosmic is always good.
Yep. I still think Gotham City is going to be good, even when we lose the Penguins. I still think there is enough in Gotham City for it to be good. It's also going to depend on where the cutoff is. If it does eat Elseworlds, which I still don't think it's going to, you still then have Green Arrow with Title Batgirl and enough supporting cast to play well with it.
Yeah. I don't think Elseworlds will go, but who knows?
I think What If gets eaten. I think Elseworlds and the Mighty Thor see another year of play. That's my opinion.
Mine too. I share that. Seconded.
Plus, I need a Goblin Glider on. I need to make green glider work. I need to make green glider work.
Get it on. Do you have a glider yet?
I don't have a glider yet. That's like
so
the one
for
thing
anybody out there, Aries has an extra octopus arms. He has a lady octopus, but she looks like doo-doo because
she's not too bad. She's not too bad. Troll and Toad sent me one. The only thing is the foot popped off, so I gotta glue the foot back on. They sent me 2 like that with the foot popped off, but they did send me 2 sets of octopus arms. So
Shout out to Troll and Toad for good customer service.
yeah, their customer service is good, man. I mean,
Yeah.
and they sent it to me for free. They shipped it out for free. They didn't want the other one back. They sent it to me broken again, and then gave me 20% back on my purchase, saying, "Hey, sorry, we messed up."
Right on.
Can't fault it.
All right, so that's gonna wrap this episode, but because I got adult things I have to go do. But Aries is look out on YouTube. Aries is gonna start doing his live videos on YouTube, I believe.
Yes, sir. We're gonna be.
So
I'm gonna try and do a thing called Ask Aries. I've been asking you guys to send me questions to do. I mean, we're still gonna do our Facebook live stuff as well for at events. It's easier that way. But I'm trying to do something exclusively for YouTube, for you guys. So be on the lookout. Let's subscribe to the page. Let's have some fun there.
all right, so be on the lookout for that. Good luck to anybody going to any WKOs, traveling or whatever. Mine's this weekend that I'm judging here in town. It's my local regular store, so that's cool. It's also my birthday, so if anybody wants to bring me any birthday presents, you're more than welcome to. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, it should be fun. The pricing is going pretty well. I see people selling things for between 150 and $200. Of course, that's first week, right? So that's the first week.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's nutty.
Well, again, though, to see an aftermarket as healthy as we have, people are like, "Oh, it's too overpriced." Go look up some Magic cards, man. If you want to get perspective on some things, go look up some Magic cards, and you can play 4 of those in a deck.
Yeah.
Good secondary market means a healthy state.
Yu-Gi-Oh too.
Absolutely.
Yu-Gi-Oh's extra deck. So everybody talks about like your sideline and Hero Clicks like $500 or whatever. Yu-Gi-Oh's extra deck. When I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, easily like $3,000. Easily.
Absolutely. Same thing as Magic with dual lands and things like that. You have a sideboard. Easily. Some of these decks these guys are playing on the Grand Prix tournament scene for Magic the Gathering, easily $3,000. Easily.
Yeah. So. All right, man. Well, good episode. Thanks everybody for listening. And remember, until next time, the real fun begins when you're 2 clicks from KO.